Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to Hollywood Movie Talk, your latest movie news. We're going to be talking about the conclusion of Fifth Street Part 3. Um, I kind of enjoyed this movie. We're going to get into it. Um, you know, I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's a non spoiler. But I enjoyed Part 2 and Part 1 best, but it is the conclusion. And this is a good series that Netflix decided to do. So it's over with, but I enjoyed myself with it. Not a long movie. Uh, you know, uh, Very entertaining, especially the maybe 45 minutes to the end. Um, two half to this, two half to this movie. The first half takes place in 1666 about the witch Sarah, which there's a twist to that. So you got to check it out. Definitely a twist. But the conclusion pays off at the end. Um, so that's always a good thing. I you know I think it was okay. I mean, you have to see part one and part two to get a good understanding, or you will be lost. So make sure you see part one and part two before you see part three. Well, you ever think that's common sense though, but not many people do that. Some people just go to part three. You'll be a little lost. Well, I do like that they use the same characters from uh, part part two, and obviously part one because Dina and Josh are in part three also. But I like how they do that in the eyes of Sarah, Dina playing as Sarah in her eyes. Um, so it's very fascinating in that town, 1666. And back then, I mean, they didn't have no science back then. I mean, if you did certain things, they believe in witches. Now we know better. There's no such thing as a witch. But even in real life, back in 1666 and 1600s, England and European, and they believe in witches and magic and goblins and ghosts. Well, I still believe in ghosts, but that's a story for another time. So back then, you know, if someone accused you of something, or doing some type of Satan witchcraft, you can get hung for that. So the first half of it do take place in 1666. Now, it's not that violent like the second act is, and when you have a three play act, the second act always the most violence. Then when you get to the third act, everything seems to calm down, and that's where we at now. We in the third act where everything seems to calm down a little bit. So in 1666, um, and they dress very just like they would in 1666. So that's always a good thing. Now, the most fun part about this movie and character developments is right on point, like it was in part one and like it was in part two. Um, Character development is great in my opinion. Um, so the first half take place uh, in the past, and then we go to present time in 1994, and I like how all the heroes get together to battle the big bad evil person and the henchmen and all that. And it's felt great. I mean, it really did feel great. I was, eating my popcorn and drinking my tea, watching it on TV, and it was fun. We all got to come together. So and I like how they did come together. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought they're not gonna make it out of there. I really did. So, I rate this probably. I give it a 6. I mean, I give it a 6. So, if we're gonna do this by grade, I'll say 70. 70%. I give the final conclusion. And you know, and the reason is, I gave it 70 because the first part is very slow, more of a romantic thing anyway, and then the second part is got some fighting and trying to win the battle, and it's felt good though, kind of like a superhero movie. So y'all go check out Fifth Street Part 3. This is my review as a non-spoiler. So hopefully you like it. I'm going to be going to the movies next week, and we're going to be talking about some movies starting next week. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Hollywood Movie Talk. I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I haven't been feeling good, but I'm feeling better now. So I'm definitely going to be bringing some more content. Spread the word, and y'all be safe out there. Until then, I'll talk to you tomorrow.